Most people will never taste it. The silence, the stillness, the cold, merciless precision of being locked in. No phone, no scrolling, no craving for approval. Just pure, uncut intent, like a blade unsheathed without hesitation. The average man lives scattered, distracted, fragmented, but the rare few, they become lethal because they master the lost art of total focus. And there is no modern stimulant, no Adderall, no caffeine, no productivity hack that compares to the savage effectiveness of a man who can summon that state at will. Not because he's motivated, but because he's made it who he is. Focus like a weapon. Miyamoto Musashi embodied that weapon. A man who didn't preach discipline, he bled it. So if you're serious about mastering your path, your craft, and your mind, then you must understand this. The way is in training. But this isn't about self-improvement. It's about becoming untouchable, unshakable, unreachable. And it starts the moment you enter what I call Musashi Mode. 1. The duel inside your mind. Let me take you to a moment. Years ago, I locked myself in a basement for 3 days. No phone, no internet. Just me, a notebook, and a mission. I was tired of mediocrity. Mediocre work, mediocre fitness, mediocre relationships. I lost a girl who once told me, "You're never really here." And she was right. I was living like a browser with 100 tabs open. But in that basement, something cracked. At 2 a.m., my pen froze mid-sentence. And for the first time in years, I felt still, focused, not anxious, not excited, just present, like a monk with a gun to his head. That's when I understood. Focus isn't natural, it's forged. Musashi didn't find clarity, he hunted it. He carved it into his psyche with silence, suffering, and death. He won his first duel as a child, not with strength, but with clarity. His opponent blinked once. That was all he needed. He didn't fight in the moment. He won the battle long before it began. That's focus, not effort, elimination, not trying, training. 2. Burn the bridge behind you. Here's your first bitter truth. You will never access true focus as long as you leave yourself an escape. Most people live with a built-in exit plan. They try things. They see how it goes. They don't commit, they test. Always 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They say they want greatness, but their actions scream comfort. Most people try something for 30 days. They flirt with 5 different goals at once. They want to build an empire, sculpt a perfect body, date a model, and still binge TikToks for 4 hours a day. They chase results with split attention and wonder why nothing sticks. No wonder they fail. Musashi didn't have that luxury. He didn't dabble. He didn't try. He had no fallback, no audience, no one clapping for his consistency streak. His clarity came from necessity. He wandered war-torn Japan with 2 swords, no safety net, and a death wish. It wasn't motivation, it was do or die. That's where real focus is born. You want that level of intensity? Then burn the bridge behind you. Delete the app, block the number, quit the fake goals, cut off the half-hearted relationships. Stop keeping comfort as an option. Until there is no other path, you will always wander. This is the difference between people who evolve and people who repeat. Most are addicted to options, but options dilute urgency, and urgency is what forges clarity. Here's the truth. Until your survival depends on it, you'll keep playing it safe. You'll keep hesitating. But the moment you make it non-negotiable, the moment you remove all exits, you become dangerous. When there is nowhere to go but forward, you stop negotiating with yourself, you stop overthinking, you stop asking if it's worth it, you just go. That's the brutal wisdom Musashi lived by. He said to step by step walk the 1,000-mile road. But what he didn't say was that the path only appears when you burn everything else down. 3. Mizu no kokoro, mind like water. Musashi wrote of a principle that modern minds can barely grasp. Mizu no kokoro, mind like water. It sounds poetic, but it's not soft. It's deadly. Picture this, a still pond, smooth as glass. You drop a stone into it. The ripples spread, calm, controlled, then vanish. The surface returns to silence, instantly ready again. That is what your mind is supposed to be, reactive only when necessary, then still once more. But here's how most people live. You read a hate comment, spiral for hours. You see your ex's story, your whole mood crashes. Someone questions you, you replay the conversation all day. Your peace gets hijacked by every pebble thrown your way. Your mind? Not water. It's a storm in a teacup. Most people have the emotional resilience of wet tissue. The smallest disturbance sends them off course. They're not focused. They're constantly recovering from emotional whiplash. But Musashi, his mind was a blade submerged in still water. You could insult him, threaten him, fire arrows at him. He would not flinch. Because he trained his mind to be immune to noise. He didn't just control emotion, he transcended it. He saw without distortion, he acted without hesitation. That's what mind like water means. You respond only when needed, and then you return to total calm. Still, ready, dangerous. If your emotions hijack your focus, you don't have a distraction problem, you have a discipline problem. Let's be clear, anger is not power, it's noise. Fear isn't intuition, it's interference. Doubt isn't humility, it's corrosion. These emotions are not guides, they're enemies in disguise. And every time you react instead of respond, you give your power away. Musashi understood this better than anyone. He didn't fight emotion with more emotion, he removed it like rot from a blade. So how do you train your mind like water? You learn to observe without attaching. You let go of needing a reaction. You become surgical with your presence. If someone disrespects you, you don't explode. You log it, you learn from it. You adapt silently and strike with precision, if and when it serves your mission. Reactive men are predictable. Still men are lethal. The goal isn't to be emotionally dead. It's to be emotionally disciplined. That's how you stay focused in chaos. That's how you don't blink when the world throws stones. That's how you become untouchable. 4. Train until it's boring. Let me trigger your dopamine-chasing brain. Focus is boring. It's not aesthetic, it's not viral, it's monotony. It's waking up early and doing the same brutal task again and again. No applause, no likes, no validation, just sweat and silence. Musashi didn't seek motivation, he worshipped mastery. He wrote, "There are many ways to victory, but each one demands the same thing, daily training." You can fantasize about being a warrior, but if you're not writing, lifting, building, creating, you're just another fanboy. Discipline isn't sexy, it's war, and focus is your only weapon. 5. Strategic isolation, the cave of mastery. In his later years, Musashi retreated to a cave called Reigando. There he trained, meditated, wrote his death note to the world, the Book of 5 Rings. Why the cave? Because Musashi understood what modern men fear. Isolation breeds transformation. Want to evolve? Then disappear. Not from the world, from the noise. Strategic solitude. That means waking up before the world. Turning your phone on airplane mode for 4, 6, 8 hours. Saying no to plans that offer nothing but escape. Creating a sacred space where your mission is the loudest voice in the room. Men do not fear solitude. Boys do. You don't need more content. You need more clarity. And clarity lives in silence. 6. Use death as a focus tool. Musashi meditated on death every day. Not as darkness, but as fire. Because when you remember you're going to die, your distractions die first. You stop gossiping, you stop chasing vanity, you stop scrolling, you start building. You realize every second matters. This could be your last day, so why live like you have 1,000 more? Write this on your wall. You are already dead. Now act like it. 7. The two swords of focus, execution and reflection. Musashi pioneered the Niten Ichi Ryu, a style wielding two swords, one for combat, one for awareness. External sword equals execution. Internal sword equals reflection. You need both. Too much action, no reflection. You burn out. Repeat mistakes. Too much reflection, no action. You become a philosopher with no kingdom. Here's the ritual. Mornings for war, evenings for clarity. Hit your mission hard at sunrise. Journal and refine at sunset. I started this one habit last year. Results? Tripled. Not because I worked more, but because I aimed sharper. That's how you forge lethal focus, by refining your edge every damn day. So hush the noise. Become the weapon. Every man says he wants to win. Few are willing to suffer for it. Musashi didn't just win battles, he dominated his own mind. He murdered distraction, buried comfort, and emerged as something the world couldn't shake. Not because he had gifts, but because he built something most men won't. Total, relentless, focus. So here's the truth. You don't need more hacks. You don't need more motivation. You need to kill the noise. You need to be alone. You need to choose the hard path every day without applause. That's how you earn Musashi Mode. That's how you become untouchable. And once you taste it, you'll never go back. Because silence and power are more addicting than anything this soft world can offer. So ask yourself, are you ready to become the weapon? Or will you stay soft, distracted, forgotten? The way is simple. The way is brutal. But the way is yours. If you're willing to bleed for it, let them scroll, let them gossip, let them chase girls and cheap highs. You'll be sharpening in the shadows, and when you return, they won't even recognize you. Thank you for watching. If this resonated, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.